Someone asked me to speak about exhaustion on the journey. So this tiredness, this exhaustion is really a sign, it's a calling to rest. That what you are longing for is rest. Now, some people actually report that they can't rest, that even in sleep, they are waking up in the middle of the night with a racing mind, a lot of this energy, that they feel even more exhausted than they ever have, mentally tired, emotionally exhausted, and now physically drained because they're unable to even sleep. Now, this exhaustion is really the activity of the me. It's being exhausted. That's why it feels so exhausting. That this activity is exhausting itself. A lot of times, life will feel like there's just too much on your plate. Like it's gone at a pretty high speed, fast pace, but now it's feeling like it's picked up. Just feels like there's just too much, and it feels like there's this overwhelm. So it's really this calling to simplify, this calling to rest, that there needs to be this letting go. Because really, there's all this holding on to what is falling away. And then that adds to the exhaustion because there's this fighting to hold on. There's the running, trying to get somewhere, running away from this moment. There's a pushing away of this moment and a pulling of something else. So this exhaustion of pushing and pulling and running, and it's the activity of the me that you believe to be. And it's exactly what it appears to be. This longing for rest. And the rest is what you are. So this activity simply comes to rest. It can't be sustained for much longer. In a way, it's this burning up. It's consuming itself. This activity is an activity of burning. You're burning for the truth. You're on fire for truth. That one who's actually exhausted like this, that when you taste that rest, the rest that you are, it's kind of like being on this long journey and actually given the chance to rest. Because you're so tired, you don't just sit down for a second. You really enjoy that rest. Really enjoy yourself. So in one way, it's a lot like this build-up. You're working yourself up. You're exhausting yourself just so that you can enjoy the rest that you are. And it's to really see that this energy, this activity, is just constantly seeking just another teacher, just another video. Let me just join this other group, another retreat. It's almost like this spiritual junkie that's not doing all this activity in like the business world, trying to build the big business. Sure, that may be included. Sure, it may include exhausting yourself, stretching yourself out thin as a mother, signing up your kids in every activity possible, driving them here to there and not having any time for yourself to just relax. It shows up in numerous ways. It's not just spiritual activities. But typically for seekers, there's kind of a switching from, the material world to now I want to know this truth. I want to realize myself. But it's the same activity, the same energy, engaging in different activities. These are just spiritual activities. It's the same energy that wants to go on shopping sprees and buy, and it's the next car and the next house and all of these. It's the next. It's this momentum. And this momentum is just exhausting itself. So when you are tired like this, when you are exhausted like this, there's always the option to just simply do nothing. You wouldn't ever think of it, but to just simply do nothing. Literally, lay on the floor and just do nothing. Just allow all of that activity to slow down, because it will. If left untouched, it naturally comes to rest. It needs a certain energy to sustain it. It's you that's empowering that activity. It's your attention that's empowering that activity. And it feels like very compulsive for many. Just another video. And you're just binge watching video after video, book after book, signing up for the next retreat while you're at a current retreat. It's just the next thing. It's the same way people think about the next meal when they're eating their current meal. They're planning their next vacation while they're on the current vacation. They can't wait to go shopping again as they're at the shopping store. Whatever it is, it's always the same thing. It's this forward motion. But what happens if you just simply do nothing? And this forward motion starts slowing down because nothing is actually energizing it. It's like riding a bike. It just, in order for it to go forward, it needs something to propel it. It needs power being put into the pedals in order for the bike to move forward. Once you stop pedaling, sure, the bike is going to continue moving forward. It starts coasting. Feels like nothing's really changed, but just be patient. It starts slowing down. And there's this feeling of like everything slowing down, unwinding, losing that momentum, getting still. And this activity that was once exhausting comes to a rest. And what remains after that activity, I got to find this, all my problems that I need to find solutions to, the future that I need to create, the past that I'm holding on to, the person that I'm trying to become, the job that I need to get, the people that I need to, all of this just simply starts slowing down and coming to a stop. And what you realize is after that activity comes to a rest, you are that rest. You are that rest. You are what remains. What remains after the activity stops is you. When that activity stops, it's you that remains. You are the rest. So you can't really find that rest by adding things more and more. You can't find that rest by doing something. Right? It's in complete opposition. If you're doing something, then you're not at rest. And it's the last thing that you try. And even that being said, it's not something that you try. You don't try and do nothing. You just simply stop trying. See, that's what's happening, is that you're trying. You're trying to get somewhere. You're trying to know something. You're trying to do something. One more technique, one more method, one more teacher, one more teaching, one more video, one more book, one more retreat. It's always one more, one more. But you don't discover the truth by adding. You discover the truth by subtracting. You subtract, you subtract, you subtract, meaning you let go of all those things that you are doing. Let go of all the effort, and what remains is you, that which is effortless. What remains is that which cannot be removed. You can't subtract what you are. You can only remove what you are not. So that's all that happens, is that by allowing all of that activity to come to a rest, it reveals what you are. That activity is, it's like a smoke cloud. It's just concealing what you are because it's so distracting. And that's all you know. But what you are is underneath it, behind it, beneath it. So if you are feeling tired, if you are feeling exhausted, well, that's the sign. Listen. Listen to your body. It's drained. Listen to that emotion. Feel you're exhausted, emotionally exhausted. Yeah, because there's resistance to those emotions. You're mentally tired. Yeah, because there's pushing and pulling on these thoughts about, I don't like it like this. It should be like this. What about that? All of this tension in the mind. This tension in the mind. The mind is not at ease. It's a dis-ease, meaning without ease. Same with the emotion. There's no emotional ease. Dis-ease. This tension's experienced in the body. The body's not relaxed. And this is left unattended to. When this is ignored, it gets your attention. It shows up as diseases in the body, dis-ease. So it's about paying attention to this, not by continuing to ignore it. And it's funny because the way we go about this tiredness and this exhaustion is always by adding things. And it doesn't make any sense. And we just think one more thing, one more thing, one more thing. No, that's what's getting you into this mess. When people say they're burnt out. Why? But they kept on adding one more thing into their schedule. 1 more hour later, wake up a little bit earlier. It's just this stretching, this constant stress. But what you're really looking for is freedom from that stress, being relaxed. You're looking for the freedom from that activity, being at rest. So it's this relaxation and rest that you're longing for. You relax into rest. You discover that you are that rest. Hopefully this helps. See you in the next one.